Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We got an update video for you here. And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, our most recent employee, the check engine light is in the house. Now, when the check engine light's on, from here on out, we all know what time it is. It's update time, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go with an on-air sign, but everybody knows what that's all about. They've had to have seen at least 5 of them in their lifetime. And for people that don't know what they are, because you're probably putting a picture of your dog in front of it because it's bothering you because the light's on. You know what I'm saying? That's how we fix things around here, let me tell you. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, it's the morning. Sorry we haven't been around in a while. I've been sick. I had the shits. I had the pukes. For 1 week, I got bit by a tick. Another week, I had to get tested for Lyme's disease. I got sick, sinusitis, or whatever the fuck it is. Rocking with some, we're doing whatever the stuff is. The 2 weeks of baloney pills that the doctor gave me. Anyways, I'm still clogged up, but Rockin' Randy Savage has been kicking ass while I've been down. We lost somebody close to us. Shout out to my Uncle Doug. You are the fucking man and will always be the fucking man in my eyes. You are one of our biggest supporters and we're going to miss you. I know these sound like excuses and shit, and I apologize for not being around for the last 4 weeks or so, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever. But like I said, Randy's been kicking ass and we're getting back. We're going to start swinging for the fences again. So before I forget, thank you all for watching. Welcome back. And it's coffee time because it's Monday and it's fucking morning time. So pinkies out. Cheers to you guys like always. That's the good stuff right there. So as you can see, let's dive right into what's going on. We're going to do a rundown on the Riviera, the 67 and the 49. But what we're really going to talk about is while I was off, we were still out here working on the shop. As you can see, last time, I don't know if we did an update video here on YouTube or not, but last time, Facebook video, you saw that we just got all this shit in. As you can see, everything is reorganized, and the beauty of it is, Home Depot, you got to give a shout out to the Home Depot because guess what? They got hellacious deals on these fucking husky, whatever the fuck you want to call them, storage units and shit like that. So we have basically 28 straight feet of storage that we got. It was all half price the other day, which was phenomenon. But we're getting organized and everything, as you can see. As you can see, we're starting to organize, it's going to look good. It's slowly but surely. Like I said, I was sick, and we're trying to move forward with all this shit, but we got places for everything now. We don't even have everything fucking put away yet. Obviously, we still got shit laying around, but we reorganized, moved some tables around. Our fab area right in here. We're still going to have a couple of things that move into my personal garage right across the way. All of our woodworking shit is going to go over there because shout out to the wife because she loves that stuff. So she's going to have her own system in there. Now that we have all this here, we can move some of the woodworking shit over there, and we're able to move some of the business shit, I.B.F.HotRods shit, HotRod building shit over here. So that's where we're at. Quick little fucking thing. $1.99, and we are able to just fucking wheel this shit around. You kidding me? Just a little bit of welding and stuff like that. But yeah, our latest employee here at I.B.F.HotRods is going to be the check engine light. And anytime you see the check engine light on, you know that's going to be time for an update video. So without further ado, let's start doing some updates. Oh, before I forget, we finished all the walls. Drywall, paint. We ran the chair rail the whole way around. So when this was empty and moved, it looked like a bar in here. Whenever we move out of this place, that's what we're going to turn this into, is a fucking bar, because it's awesome. We wanted this to be like the ultimate man cave hot rod shop, and by golly, we're pretty fucking close, because this is something to be proud of. You know, if you've been following along, you know that the Amish that we hired to do this, they hired the Mexicans. The Mexicans were drinking on a job. The Amish were assholes, and together they got kicked the fuck off the property. So I ended up finishing all this pretty much on my own until Randy got here. Then he helped fucking finish shit off. The only thing we got to do yet is I got to build the doors yet. We're going to put 2 swinging doors up there, and everything's going to be awesome. But you can see all this is finished out. We're going to do a bar top right here, and we're going to bring out some nice bar seating, which are actually these. Shout out to Amazon. Thanks for that shit. You know what I'm saying? So this will be all set up. So come Fridays, if you're in the Huntington area and it's later on in the day on Fridays, guess what? We're going to have the bar here. We're going to have the beers in there. And if we think you're cool enough, you can come drink with us. You know, pinkies out, baby. But okay, now on the shit that's going down. Last time you saw this, we were putting the floor pans in and everything. We had the floor pans in, but we are fully welded in, solid as a rock now. Also, we talked about cutting out the firewall. I had the client over here, and we discussed possibly just cutting this area out. My whole entire plan was to weld a bar across here to lock these into position, and I was going to cut everything out because I was just afraid of what's going on with this stuff. And unfortunately, after I cut all this stuff out and everything and started really diving in and cutting around, and we're going to end up having to fucking do it anyways. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, we were trying to cut a little bit of corners, but with having to do all this stuff, I mean, I don't know what else. I mean, this rots the whole way into here, so that's in behind this spot here, which is shitty. But at the same time, I thought we were going to end up having to do it. We were trying to not do it, but you know, just coming in here, I just can't afford to cut a corner here at the very end of this metal work that's going on with this shit. This, as you can see, we were able to cut. Oops, we were able to cut straight out. You can see why we cut this thing the fuck out. You know, it's just it's seen better days, just like some of this Riviera. But you know, whatever. We, like I said, everything is welded completely in. The only thing we got to do is we got to come in and slick these off just a little bit, and then we'll be able to seam seal and go to town on this. The only other thing we got to do yet, I came in and I cut a lot of this shit out because this was all rotten out, if you remember. This is what was left. You know, these pieces here, this was in the center, this was over here in the corner and shit like that. So it was just rotten, you know. I got to get rid of this stuff. So these were pretty much, there we go. That's how the fuck it was. So this was up in here, you know, so cut this shit out. I am able to use this piece. This is a piece that the owner actually bought previously, right here. So I'm actually able to use this and finish this off right here, which is nice because I don't have to fucking shape it, but I mean, it's literally like couple of measurements and 2 bends. It's not much, but just one less thing that I got to do. You know, these are just a couple of pieces that are going to come into here and shit like that. This piece here is actually for the last little corner of the rear window system that we put off until we got this up on the rotisserie. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to reshape this. I was really hoping I wasn't going to have to, but this is a little bit too far gone, so I'm going to have to fucking reshape this, which I don't want to, but I fucking have to, you know. But yeah, let me roll this on its side. You can, like I said, you can see how everything we did here is all welded in the whole 9 yards. But let me roll this on its side so we can really see it. So as you can see everything is welded in, you know, solid as a rock, cleaned up. Literally the only like metal left that was original metal is like this area right here. That's pretty much all that's left, and the center trans tunnel and the center column system that runs back here. Obviously, these supports are original. You know, this shit's original, but literally the only thing left under this car is this area up here, and we were able to save that piece. As you can see, I still got a little bit of cleaning up as far as this wheel well goes inside here. If you've been following, I had to put that patch in from before, same on this side. But yeah, that and this is literally all that's fucking left as far as the metal goes, and obviously that center section. So that's an update on the 65. You can see everything in here has been cleaned up. I talk about metal prep and metal cleaning and all that shit. So as you can see, this area in here has been completely cleaned and treated with our metal system that we use. And you can see how clean all this metal becomes. It literally, this is just scrap shit that we put in here. So, I mean, literally it goes from this rusty ass shit to a chemically, fuck you want to call it. It changes the rust chemically, molecularly, and stops the the big fucking words I struggle with, okay? The oxidization or whatever, the fucking spread of the rust is what it stops, okay? Seals it, stops it. We're gonna, I've talked about it enough. Anyways, moving on. So the 67 C10, if you don't remember, we had this up at the show, and I was waiting to speak with the client and get the go-ahead to move forward with it a little bit. So this week, we are going to dive headfirst into this again. So if you haven't seen where we're at on this, basically the last video that we posted on YouTube is of this at the show, and you can see all the bare metal and everything as far as the metal work goes up here. We're going to be diving straight into finishing the transmission cover and the tunnel system here, and pretty much the rest of the floor. That's what is on the agenda for this week. And then as soon as we're done with that, obviously we're going to come back in here and we're going to locate everything. Excuse me. We already have locations. We just need to basically make the inner structures and start boxing shit in and putting stuff into place. So like I said, go to the last video. I tell you what, at the end of this video, I'll make sure that you can actually attach and see that video. I tell you what, you know what? I think I can figure it out. I'll put it up here. Like all the rest of the sons of bitches, I'll put it up here right now, So if it works, it's going to be up here. If not, it's going to be at the end of the fucking video. So anyways, moving on. 49 Diamond T. Randy has literally been fucking tearing into this thing, and we're getting close. I don't know if we have a video of this on YouTube yet. I'm not sure. If we do, it was a while ago. But the front end, all this frame has been cleaned up and painted. As far as just painting it, we didn't go as far as we wanted to on this because we're trying to keep the budget as low as possible. And a lot of the safety and shit that we had to address with this ate up a lot of what we wanted to do. So, I apologize for some of the bird shit weld spatter around here that was on this before we got it. We're doing what we can around what we can with what we got. And that's about it on that shit. But everything is together. We are finalizing the air ride system back here. Fuel tank is put back in. As you can see, the air ride system that we're going to be putting in, we're going to hardline everything in here. It's going to be pretty sweet is what it's going to be. We're also introducing the we got a horn system that I think we're going to end up putting in here. We haven't finalized that process yet, but that's the idea. We have a fucking old school 3-horn truck system that we're going to put in here, possibly. We're on the fence, you know what I'm saying? We'll see what happens. But anyways, air ride system going in. You can see where we're coming in and tying into the battery system. the mini fuses or jumbo fuses or whatever you want to fucking call them are all going to be tied in right here. We've got a kill switch on the side, but you can see inside here, it's getting finalized as far as the carpet and everything. Sound deadening goes in, the windows are in for the most part. Power windows, obviously. You can see other videos that we've done if you've been following along. This is, again, this is the Deutsch connectors that we use. So this is all going to be plug and play system for ourselves, which is fucking badass. You can pan up here and you can see how all the electronics are nice and tucked away. You know, a lot of the stuff that we end up dealing with, we deal with what the customer gives us. So these are going to connect directly into here. So it's literally going to be a plug and play system. So instead of having all these fucking wires connected right here to here, here to here, it's, you know, this just, you know, it's a little bit time consuming, but there's no argument when it comes to ease of use and cleanliness and everything like that. Because any other time, if you had somebody working on this shit and they don't care about wiring or they don't really care, they're just trying to get the fucking dollar bill, you ain't going to see this. It's going to be shit show central in here. But this is going to be nice and clean. So as I was saying, you know, we can't control what we get as far as what some of the owners want to put in everything. But I think this cleaned up pretty nice. At the end of the week, I'm hoping that this will actually power up. You thinking? There's a possibility. It's not this week. Maybe it's. I mean, we're going to be finalizing this shit here soon as far as test driving shit goes. So you're going to see what this is all going to power up and look purty and shit like that. Just as far as the brake system and everything that was put in here, he had the Willwood brake set up, and we had no gas pedal, throttle, whatever you want to call it. And we were actually able to, we went with a black setup because that's what we want, obviously, because everything else in this fucking thing is no chrome. But what we ended up doing, we actually found this pedal pad, I guess you want to call it, which, I mean, mimics this almost identically. And we fabricated a little bit to get out all this shit. So we bought this piece, cut this shit up, welded stuff in, and we're actually able to use this, pull it off, put it on, stuff like that. So that's a little bit of customizing and shit like that, it's the little things that nobody's ever going to see when they look in here, but that's just a little bit of the detail that had to go in just to get shit like that. So I'm going to put this back over here for a second. I'm going to get the trans tunnel that's going to pop right in here. I can do that, Randy, or is everything connected shitty? I lay this in here?
Yeah, just the
yep.
cable.
Okay, so I'll show you what the little bit of the final is going to look like. If I can get this to fish in here, Randy, with a little bit of help. But all this had to be handcrafted, you know. So I just want to show you what it's going to look like-ish. You know, just laying it in there. Obviously, that's not finalized, but all this had to be handcrafted and everything. We're tying all, like I said, all of his original stuff that he had bought for this vehicle into this stuff. Same thing with the power windows and shit like that. You know, he's been working on this truck since the 90s, and we're in the 2024s nowadays. You know what I'm saying? So that's where we're at on that. We finalized location of the radiator and everything. All the wiring's coming up here, getting finished up. Like I said, Randy's going to be trying to finalize the wiring. Should be here done, at least the wiring done here by the end of the week. Maybe we'll be able to power it up. Not sure yet. We'll see where we're at by Friday. But there's been so much that needed to be done. All this stuff was prepped and painted. We ended up, these were literally like 18 gauge fucking metal, and you just can't, I mean, that's all it was. It was the safety feature wasn't there. So we ended up having to make our own custom bracketry setup for all this stuff welded in, make sure everything attaches. Same thing with all this. We had to paint and fabricate all this structure to hold on to everything. You know, the list of what has happened with this has gone on and on and on. We ended up having to pull the top part of this high-rise system because it was double sealed, which you don't double seal it. In case you're curious, you know, it doesn't. It's a double negative, I guess. It just doesn't work out. So just little stupid shit that we had to come back in and make sure it was okay to go. You know, just brake lines, running brake lines. We ended up adjusting this, correcting some things here. We got the windows that are going to come in. We wanted to put it on a system kind of like the old school Model A's where they can come out and stuff. But we're moving on from that. We're just going to possibly do that later on. You might bring this back to us and do a couple of finalizing stuff. Like I said, we're kind of working along a budget here and trying to figure out where we're at with this. So same thing with interior wise. We want to finish the interior. We're going to do some aluminum, a whole shitload of bead rolling and make it look fucking badass. But that might wait till later on down the road too. Underneath, there was no paint or primer or anything sealing anything underneath. So underneath we have sealed and treated and everything. It looks like a brand new fucking truck. I was saying about safety features. When we first started working on this, we found out that the whole ass end of this truck, literally you could grab a hold of the fucking frame and you could lift it literally over like 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches. There was that much play from the cab back. And I don't know about you, but these fucking meats here are going to grab something. And if we're got that much play just grabbing a hold and moving stuff, I mean, come on now, Jack. I don't know what to tell you, you know. It had to be addressed. And when I say, come on, Jack, I'm not talking about the owner. I'm talking about, come on, Jack. You know what I'm saying? If you watch Duck Dynasty, you know what I'm saying. Come on, Jack. But yeah, so there's just been so much shit that's been done to this. It's just unreal. And that's not even including the fitment of the front, the front body panels and shit, the hood, you know. There's just been so much done to this to get it to where it's at. I'm really proud of where we're sitting at. You know, just the sheer amount of stuff that we were able to take from what he purchased and his vision to be able to bring it all together, especially just digitally or electronically. It's been ridiculous. There's a crank trigger that was put in down here to help the performance of the Vitec intake system, the dual quad fucking EFI system that we have. So that was fun. We ended up having to take that to machine shop just because guess what? When you call the company and say, hey, it don't fit for this engine that it was supposed to be made for, and they're like, oh, you might have to machine it. Why would you sell me something that I got to go fucking machine? Like, come on now. Come on, Jack. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. But we're heading down the right direction, and I'm excited. Owner's excited. Randy's excited. Randy's excited just to be done with this because he's been working on it for a while. Just like that shit. I'm excited to get this shit down the fucking road. Get this shit in primer, do some body work, throw a little bit of fucking dust around that's not rusty. Would be nice, you know? So, ladies and gentlemen, it's been long-winded and all that shit. Again, like and subscribe. How about that? How about we get some more subscribers? We're really trying to push this, and we really want to bring more to you as much as we can. So that's where we're at with that. Like, subscribe, share, all that happy baloney. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, here's to you. Good morning, good evening, and good night. Cheers.